Welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up on today's video, Miguel has his medical set as he moves across to Nottingham. Forest have a here we go. The pre-season fixture list is out as we find out who Forest will play. And the first exit from the transfer window looks set to be complete. All this and more coming up on your latest Forest news. Let's get into it. Marko Stamenic is a red. Who? You heard me. Forest have completed their first signing. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to your latest Forest news. As always, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV as we bring you all the breaking and latest Nottingham Forest news. And check out my video earlier about the transfer fixture list. Anyway, let's get into the news. But before we do, don't forget football prizes. You can win that double signed frame Murillo and Niakate shirt. Links in the comments. All right, everything done. Let's talk about this first signing. So, Marko Stamenic. Is it an itch or an ick at the end? Let me know in the comments down below. 22-year-old defensive midfielder from Red Star Belgrade, and he is mates with Chris Wood by nationality because he's from New Zealand, but holds double nationality with Serbia as well, but plays for New Zealand. He is coming across to Forest for €5.5 million. And honestly, it's like a big unknown with who he is. All I know about him is he's got 2 good feet. He's kind of weak star, 5-star, if you kind of know what I mean from the FIFA terminology. But the story behind him is this, that he was ready and had an agreement in terms of transfer fees and everything with Coventry City. Sorry, Matt SB. I don't know if you wanted him, but he's not coming. And he decided that he does not want to lower himself to play in the championship. So this agreement was in place. Everything was hunky-dory. And then Forest have swept in for him. Now, is this the second coming of a N'Golo Kante or something? Obviously not. As a DMC or a CDM and a CM, he's okay. I can't really say he's an exciting player. But what Forest are doing with him is making him not only the first signing of the window officially opening, but the first exit of the window as well. As he's coming in today, flying out to Olympiakos tomorrow, sign for them on a 1-year loan deal. So the question has to be raised, if Forest are so tight on money, why are we doing these buy and send deals to Olympiakos? We've seen it with Josh Bowler before. I mean, who else went last season? It was one-legged boy, what's his name? Omar Richards. All these kind of deals have happened where they get shipped out to Olympiakos. But surely that doesn't help us on PSR. Well, what's going to happen on this one? As I said, the fee's €5.5 million. So you're talking about £4.5 to £4.8 million. And what Forest will do is charge Olympiakos a loan fee. So in essence, what we're doing is buying this player next year because the amortization on this will cancel each other out with the loan fee, and therefore it doesn't cost Forest anything. Now, in a sense, it's good business. Olympiakos get the player for a year for probably about £1 million to £2 million, and Forest get to keep him for the next couple of years on his contract if he turns out to be any good. Now, if he kicks on at Olympiakos, then maybe you'll see Olympiakos wanting to buy him off us. If not, we end up with him. Now, am I for this deal? I don't know is the honest answer. I think we have better priorities. I'd rather we were focusing on players that we were looking to get into the squad now. What I want to say is that now we've seen the fixture list, what we can't have is the excuses you got from all the Cooperites over the last 2 seasons. Oh, let's give Forest till Christmas. The fixture lists are hard. Let's get the big 4 away matches out the way. See where we sit and all this crap. Now, we've got good fixture list, man. We have to hit the ground running. And we need our team in place ASAP so that they can have a full preseason, so that come boring mouth at the start of the season, we can hit the ground running. And I don't even think the Cooperites can make the argument otherwise. So this signing for me is pointless in the sense of it's not a priority, but it's not really costing us any money currently. So does it really matter? That's the real story with him here. So honestly, it's probably the least exciting opening transfer we've had since we've been back in the Premier League. But if he turns into a superstar, brilliant, because we own him. If not, we could be stuck with another Josh Bowler here. What do you guys think on this signing? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on to some more exciting news, and that is on Carlos Miguel, who is on his way to have a medical at Forest. And this one is as good as deal done. In fact, I would be shocked if anything stopped this happening. Don't you dare say Jinxerine in the comments. Man, it's been months since I've heard that stupid word. Because he wants to come to Nottingham Forest. Corinthians have made their peace with it. They've seen and decided he's got to go. But they are all still pissed about this deal because he had a £43 million release clause on his contract up until the turn of the year. And they are vexed at him that he wouldn't change the terms of his contract so they could get more money for him, because they firmly believe that his valuation will be up and around that mark in at least a year or two's time. So this is a cracking deal for Forest. And what I like about it is, one, he's Brazilian. You know, big up Nottingham Rainforest. Secondly, he's Brazilian. I just love Brazilians coming to Forest. I like all the Brazilians we've had since we've been in the Premier League. And then thirdly, I want to say he's Brazilian again, but he's not. But he's risk-free. And that's more important than him being Brazilian. 3.5 million or 3.8, whatever it is, on the amortization is pennies. So it's not costing us anything across the length of his contract. Secondly, if his valuation shoots up, brilliant. And fourthly, he's going to be the tallest player in the Premier League. Okay, I know he's as tall as Pantilimon, and I really didn't like him when he was at Forest. But his reflexes are so much quicker. Pantilimon was a pain in the ass because it took him about 3 weeks to get down to stop a shot. With Miguel, his reflexes are ridiculously good, and he's still young. Now, there are questions to be answered about why has he been till 25 since someone's decided to pick him up? Why is that okay? Surely someone at 22 would have had a look at him and taken a risk. Fear not, we have all the answers to those questions coming up on our Carlos Miguel special video that hopefully should be out tomorrow for you guys. But in terms of his wages, I don't know how much they are yet, but I do expect him to see a substantial increase on what he was on at Corinthians. But this could be that magical signing. If we can lock down this keeper position, then at 25, we could have him for the next 10 years. Now, let me not just get ahead of myself. You know, it is what it is. We'll have to see how he goes. There's still Matt Sells to talk about. There's still other goalkeepers linked like Sam Johnston, etc. Kelleher, Forest still got him on the radar. There's plenty of business still to be done with goalkeepers. And let's not forget the likes of Matt Turner and Vlachodimos still are on the shipping out list. There's a lot of business that has to be done in that goalkeeper position. But what I'm glad of is if we can do this one quickly and get it out of the way, then we can focus on the more sexy positions on the field. You know, look at the defenders, strikers, midfielders, etc. So the keeper, get him done, get him settled in quickly, and then that one is done and dusted. So let me know how you're feeling about Miguel. I'm definitely excited about this signing. I think he could work out, but even if he doesn't, he's not going to be a tragedy story like Matt Turner. Okay, so as I mentioned at the start of the, well, somewhere in the video there, I talked about pre-season and how important it is for Nottingham Forest to get off to a good start. And I'm a firm believer that a good pre-season will give us that platform. Forest have had utter garbage pre-seasons since we have been back in the Premier League. And if anyone disagrees with me, let me know why in the comments down below. From dead-ass boring matches to playing in front of white vans and thorn bushes to playing, you know, League One teams, Where's the progression in the preseason that you want to see? So I wanted Forest to go on the USA trip. If you remember last season, there was this summer series that happened. Even like all the big teams went there, plus Fulham, plus Brentford, and teams like that, where they got to play against Premier League opposition. You had Arsenal there, you had Man United there, you had Liverpool there, etc. So there was good preseason matches at a competitive level happening. And of course, the revenue that generates for the club is enormous. Now, what we do know is Forest aren't going to be doing that this season. And Forest will most likely be playing the same old games that we're used to. So the Olympiakos game has been confirmed for the 8th of August. There was talks it was going to be at the City Ground, but it's going to be in Greece. We know we'll probably play Notts County again just before the season starts. And the likelihood is Forest are going to end up in either Portugal or Spain, from what we're hearing, for their preseason tour. Now, my guess is it will be Spain, and we'll end up playing Valencia again. And then there'll be a random game probably in Germany and another one in Holland. And it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it. We can't not hit this season running, because the games are so favourable to us at the start of the campaign. By the way, if you haven't checked out my fixture video, go check it out after this. I'll leave it on the end screen. So the Olympiakos game is confirmed. But all of these games always feel like traditionalist games, or because Marinakis owns both clubs and what have you. Whereas I think we need to be less sentimental and be looking at getting real competitive matches. One, to get the minutes in the legs. Oh my God, I haven't used that phrase in nearly a year. Oh God, I hate that phrase. But secondly, to get cohesion in this team. There are some players that are in desperate need of a solid preseason. Sangare jumps up as the first name on that list. He's got to get himself up and running and to Premier League pace. And irrespective of what Brucey says about him, because Brucey knows nothing about football, we could see Sangare having a great season this year. But it could be dependent on his preseason. Remember, he suffered from, I think he had malaria last year at AFCON, 2 or 3 injuries. He got probably jet lagged when Cooper was talking about players getting jet lagged. All that stuff going on. So this preseason becomes extremely important. And what we know and has been confirmed is that the Olympiakos game is on the 8th. But what I'm hearing is that Forest are definitely not going to the States, and it will be in Portugal and Spain, where you should really be playing golf, not football. But what are your thoughts on the preseason tour? Do you think it's as important as I'm making it out or not? Let me know in the comments down below. And that brings you up to date with your Forest news. Get your thoughts in about all those topics. Can't wait to read your comments. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And go check out my fixture predictions and list and thingy from earlier on this morning. If you haven't already, we'll see you on the next video on you Reds.